Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. I think Doran has an opportunity here to get things going and start winning that lane. I think especially when you've got Lucian Braum on the bot lane at the same time, you have a couple of lanes that should be comfortable early on.
You know, he's just always there for Faker, and Kerry is like the brother that just dropped in unannounced. As I give him a quick root, and there you go. Faker's going to do it himself, actually, and Caps has no stun. Auto to death with a little tempo. If there's another soldier to arise, yes, Faker hits the high note for first blood.
Massive by Faker, finding a solo kill onto Caps. I think Broken Blade is going to need some relief. He's really struggling in the 1v1 in the health department. He's getting a lot of the creeps, but he will want to base really soon and maybe look for an ult down to the bot lane. And if they can manage to mismatch these lanes, I think Sign will be very happy, while Aurora, leaning against that Senna Nautilus, she might have a bit of a roughie.
And Ona once again making sure the boys are playing well. But for G2, they're hovering out because Skubon has his ulti. Ona does not. The difference here could be bigger. Stretchline pulls in, but 6 now. Crescent pulled out straight away. They turn onto Lebrov, but as he flashes away and the Piercing Darkness flies through, a turn onto Ono, who has the flash as well, and Caps gets the electrocute with the ranged auto. 1 for G2 here, 40 seconds before Grub spawns.
And Doran is able to push them back as Hansama was chunked out earlier.
It'll be really hard to contest this.
Hang on, flash away from Guma. Broken Blade with a nice decimate, and he's going to turn it into a smash at that. Guma max range, cleanses. Broken Blade out of mana. The Roar of the Slayer will not reach either, and Guma gets out alive.
I was looking for it. He wanted to throw the minion at his back, but in the end, didn't have enough damage. But still really good getting both of Gumayushi's summoners there with that play.
After that earlier solo kill from Faker, remember he was maintaining a CS lead in this lane, so just because he's been able to match the kill, now gold in his favor, and the Cap's good start, I would say, but he has his flash available, might have to burn it as the Emperor's Divide. No, he's going to stand his ground, doesn't want to lose the summoner, and Ona takes him down.
He will hold on to his flash, but now he's dead again.
2v2's going to begin though. Meanwhile, Carrier has ultimate available, layers it on top of Lebrov, who flashed before. No escape for him. A free kill over to Guma on Lucian. And T1 in this early game starting to race a bit as Hansama, Winter's bite causes the flash. Not like marriage, by the way. Marriage is definitely not an act.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be...
I'm setting it to a marriage, you know.
And it is a Cloud Soul that is on the way, so pretty incredible soul for both sides, I can say. Definitely going to be fighting for that one here. It does look like Skumond is able to pick up the final sad, lonely grub that was waiting there. Yeah, I really like that angle. I like how they're playing around their vision and trying to look for pockets where they can really abuse where T1 do not have the vision. And it kind of worked, but their engage is not there if the Nautilus doesn't work. But now Skumond
runs into Carrier. Again, that layering of the ulti. He flashes, but into a Winter's Bite concussive blows. Skumond nowhere to go. T1 give another over to Guma. And slowly but surely they keep picking up the kills here as Faker looks for Broken Blade. He's got lethal tempo up and available, but there won't be enough damage to cut through as
take control of the topside river and most likely gain control of this Herald. I don't think Skuma can walk in there, especially with no flash.
Yeah.
You just gotta give it, and that's what happens if you use your turn to walk mid and you don't actually get something.
Step charge.
The next 45 seconds.
Maybe they get something afterwards. Decimating smash needed though. Ona hasn't pulled the ulti out. T1 want to turn it 2 versus 4 for now, but Doran's in. Carrier Guma on the way in as well. Faker's bought time with the wall up and avail when the layering of Carrier. It turns into a T1 master stroke. Doran with the follow-up after Caps finally joins him, but he has no stun. He's got no stun, and he ain't here for fun. The exhaust is down. It's going to take a while to stack up, but before he can, before Tivus is out, T1 launch on the mid laner. Guma will be the sacrifice. His life is now forfeit. Hansama playing it back. Tivus was angry. 4 members low of T1. G2 might have an angle, but as a dredge line comes in, Lebrov getting bursted down. Faker flushes away, dies, hits the ground, but the stun up, and there's still good damage. The range from Doran keeps him at bay. G2 sending back here. It's a messy one, but the Herald still was secured by T1.
But it's not a bad fight for G2 at all. They actually trade evenly and manages to keep the tempo now on the map. Looking for this top lane tier 1, looking for some chunks.
No. Hansama the target. Doran ultied up, decimating smash, but under turret Broken Blade's now caught here, and Kerry's going to get a couple of concussive blows. Auto attack after auto attack, and this Aurora does do damage to Broken Blade. Meanwhile, Hansama dies to the jungler, decimating smash onto Carrier, blocked away by the Unbreakable. Broken Blade is trying, but Guma has respawned. We are devolving to chaos, but T1 like it.
I mean, this is a super messy fight, but T1, they had it calculated the whole time, or at least that's what I'll tell myself. They baited them in 2v4. They brought them into the river. Faker looked like a tasty piece of bait there, and then eventually they just pushed it a little bit too far. And T1 are getting massive wins all across the map after this. They get that kill on a Hansama. They get the mid lane turret as well. And it does look like Skumon was able to sneak in here and take down the Drake, but that is just a consolation prize at this point.
So Finn, still G2 favored? Like, where did we end there? Because there were two parts of the fight.
Maybe that was maybe my first caster curse there.
Yeah,
Slight solace for Trundle getting that dragon, but I mean, that's just a T1 classic. I feel like they play so well on max range with low health bars. Like you see all these low health bars.
And we're doing it again, aren't we? Look at the layering. Carrier just sends out the ulti, but Guma comes in. Culling is now layering down too. It must be a day of cake in game one, because I love the layers that T1 are bringing in for fun. A double already. Guma going to send it for Relentless Pursuit, and with the piercing darkness, or rather light, he almost finds Broken Blade at the end. Oversteps under the turret. So T1 do lose their jungler, but it's the cost of 2 for G2. Hang on, 3. Oh, we're doing it again. Carrier, Winter's Bite. It's a bait in. Faker's backing away, by the way, so it's just Guma, but he's got 7 kills.
I think that was kill number 5 in the game, as he's sitting on, I think, 7 or 8. Yeah, he's on 7 at this point.
Wow.
On the Lucian. One of the early picks in the draft. Guma's running away with this one.
But now we start Atakan and T1. We've already come back, and it's a 5K. G2 have to walk into this. But again, Carrier sets down the Glacial Fissure, the Unbreakable as well. Dredge line in after a decimating smash, and Carrier will die, but Atakan is secured. T1 still looking for a fight, however, and onto Cap, who again doesn't have his stun available. He's in trouble. Decimating smash, a 2-man though, G2.
Whoa.
This could be their time. Faker though, auto-attacking after a 3-man knockback is big, but G2 have 5 still strong. Ona, where did he go? He got sent upwards and now escaping in the Herald. Not only have we devolved, we have evolved in this game one. As he's also going to look for something mid. I don't know, he's just traveling and getting out of there. G2 won the fight.
He's an astronaut, he's a driver. What doesn't owner do?
Stranger things that happen in League, I think not. We're fighting again. It's been a great third place match so far. You know, I've got the perfect co-casters with me for this, as we're going to just send it out. Okay, Culling into Skumon. He's stunned up. It's concussive blows. Carrier, the Brom is adding so much value as Ona re-engages Crescent Guard in. He fears not, as Doran's angle is now there too. Lebrov gets him with a hook in. Again, the Dawning Shadow helps out G2, but not enough. Lebrov still too squishy, as the Between Worlds is going to find Broken Blade. He's slowed down to Bugger. He flashes out, gets out. T1 still winning fights. It's still their game despite the goal being closed.
They have a lot of ways to keep guys like the Nautilus around, and so Lebrov, you know, trying to make things happen for the team. He's just the sacrifice, and that does mean that the first Cloud Drake here for T1 will be given over to them. Still a relatively close game when you do look at the gold, but a very fed Guma, a very fed owner as well, who's got the biggest lead right now. Yeah, it does feel pretty good for them. I think they're in a relatively comfortable spot. I do worry, you know, they have the scaling of the Scion and the Senna, but yeah, you really can't get too far behind. This is going to be the really critical part of the game where it's like, okay, we got Baron spawning, the Drakes are kind of even, and we're just going to brawl again, I guess.
Sumon, he gets the 3 Talon strike, Crescent Guard out again, a root in for Hansama, but he's not with the rest of the fight. Doran's in first, and I was just talking about Broken Blade being tangy, but versus 5 members of T1. It's unbearable. Between Worlds for Doran, he jumps in, then jumps back out. It's a ruse with Kerrigan, the Glacial Fissure for Ona to snap in. T1 made it messy at the start of this game, but that was the cleanest fight we've seen.
I mean, Owner's just an assassin on this Xintao. I mean, he spots caps and he's like laser focused onto this Annie. And I mentioned how this was going to be the critical time. Yes, you've got your scaling elements, but you're giving up Baron. You're giving up so much here to T1 as G2.
As we all know, all roads lead to him Fake. You can also look for the shuffles now with those flashes down. So G2 really needs to try to stabilize the map right now, and they need more time to scale up.
You're right, because the damage on Owner is not enough. The range from Hansama doesn't seem to be enough. Even onto Guma, he has to kite his way through just to do something in the fight. I mean, yes, there is some good follow-up damage as soon as they have that disengage, or rather lack of, but Lebrov walks in, and when concussive blows, he's going to get stunned up again. Owner, the perfect ult, the crescent guard to keep G2 away as he dives in again. He's unkillable, unmatchable. Owner is the one on this Xin Zhao. Skumon can't hold the pace as Doran flushes in for the final piece. Faker, meanwhile, is having a date with Broken Blade, and I think Broken Blade feels a little bit shy versus the GOAT. Kerry has joined in with his unsealed TP, and that'll be all from G2, as this was the most entertaining game we have had at EWC so far. Game 1 over to T1.
Just fantastic stuff. A very entertaining game, very back and forth. Props to G2 for sticking in it for a while, but the damage from the Xin Zhao and the Lucian was just too much for them to handle. Guma and Owner having a day out here.
We're gonna have to see how Caps plays this matchup, because while Caps is stronger in the 1v1, we know that Owner and Carrier really likes to give Faker that extra hand and really likes helping him get through those early lanes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Observers actually goated. Big W. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, if the invade happened, chat, don't worry, wouldn't have covered it. This Skumon, the late invade. Oh, Faker's on him, flash away from the absconded duct, and Caps can't do a thing but watch. Now,
Because once again, we see Doran kind of struggling in this one, looking for another trade. He's down a level.
That ignite. Oh, but he flashes behind the snip, waiting for the counter-strike. It's Broken Blade. Not sure on the time, but as he bops away, Doran wins it out.
Yeah, and that's the power of the ignite. Suddenly, you can't just jump on Gwen and fight her, because Gwen, if you jump on her and she just keeps holding her ground, rubbling,
but hang on, counter-strike's back up and available. All it takes is a jump in, but Broken Blade has had to jump back. Now Owner's here. No flash for Broken Blade, up against the wall. A Vault Breaker simple, but Owner autos him for first blood. The Brovs come up to help out, but Carrier's quickly behind. And G2 uses it as a swap, but it's still T1 walking away with the gold.
It's a disaster for Broken Blade. He was feeling confident because LeBron was coming there, but Owner was a little bit closer.
Dragon, the next objective, sitting there waiting. Already started up, and Skumon has brought Scuttle in with it as well. So a nice Bramble Smash here to continue the aggro, while LeBron's sitting on a ward, but for T1, trying to play this through multiple angles for now.
It's very bold of T1 to try to contest. His Owner's only level 5. He's a little bit away from level 6, but...
Yeah, and Doran just walked in. I mean, this is just bad from T1. Doran, I don't know what they were thinking here, but bold, definitely a short word, Finn.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have flash. I don't understand where all that confidence came from to walk up against 4 people.
I feel like T1 getting all 3 grubs, or at least 2 here, is still a bit of a win. Caps, Abscond of Duck not going to find him, as Buster Shot taken away by Faker. And Owner is going to go for all 3.
Look at Skumon on bot. He's looking for this Gwen without flash behind there. They're trying to get a cross map going, but Doran respects, but he walks over a ward.
Area's still here. I mean, Hans is extremely low with no barrier. There's a chance.
Oh, they want to full shot Q this. There's no ignite from Carrier, though. There's flash from Lebrov onto Guma.
Skumon is on the way, though.
Probably thought something else was happening. Full shot. Deadly Flourish will not kill here. Guma does not have himself the collector yet, but meanwhile, Caps in mid lane. Vault Breaker there, flash from Owner. No chance to react with a chain lash. Well done. I mean, there's a reason you're telling me that Owner should not be given by.
Yeah, I mean, he knows all the angles. And Tristana, you think about one of these very safe mid laners, especially Caps with flash.
Your Maokai is top side, so it feels very safe to hug that side, knowing that's around the area they are. But
true. And Tempered Fate used. We come back to live, and Lebrov scored out. Now, Lebrov has no flash. He's got a teleport alternatively. They're not going to help him. He dies, drops down, T1. Crawling in gold again as just members. These carries are getting up. Look at Guma. Guma is 30 CS up, and he just got a kill. So there is a very big problem in the 80 carry position again. It's onto Caps. It's just a dive in. Faker now has the unbreakable will. He gets past the Nature's Grasp, but Owner getting chunked out, Caps at full lethal tempo. It's nice for G2. They've got an angle here, but Faker out with the Abscond Abduct, and meanwhile, Hun, some of the dive doesn't go well. Carry a magical journey. Curtain call there. The first shot from Guma takes away Han Summer. A trade cross map here as things are getting a bit bloody, but Faker, Abscond Abduct, he's back in with the Kingslayer. Abscond doesn't connect. Faker now getting space, and Caps knows he has nothing. Waiting for those cooldowns. There's a rocket jump, but Caps will not take it. 200 HP for both as we're diving now. Okay, we're playing bot lane as well. Every side of the map is my map here as G2 get another kill.
And it's actually across the map. So many individual plays happening at the same time. Keria barely missing that redemption, being too far away to put it on Doran's head. He ends up going down there. Broken, you probably can't get this wave. You gotta be a little bit careful here. There's a Bard Ford and a Vi coming your way. You gotta run away.
Kill again. Broken Blade's just gonna run, but yeah, that was greedy, and he's going to pay the iron price. Owner, another kill as Caps is now getting mid, and I love it. We started a little bit brisk, but we have turned into a full-on jog in Game 2 again.
We're just up in the tempo. You know, game number 1, that's the way it went. Game number 2, we're right back into it.
Yeah.
And maybe some more action here. No, not really going to happen. Oh, I say that. Faker going in, going out.
Boy, really strong though. Hitting this tower, that's 3 plates.
It's gigantic.
For another.
And Keria jumps in disrespect. The flash away, lethal tempo almost kills him. Keria's flash now down, and Caps, the Yuntal is paying dividends here for the mid laner.
Keria keep is in here, but there's anything to get down there.
Dragon given over. G2 will pick up number 2, and this is kind of like game 1. G2 had early Dragon control. T1 started winning fights more and more, and then losing out as Guma's just jumped on by Caps. Again, we're doing this as Caps has the ulti. There's a flash Lebrov. It gets it matched by Guma. The ulti in. Oh, no. So close to curtain calls, bringing it back. That's revenge in an instant, and Caps just got crapped. You can't love him at his best if you don't respect him at his worst. Something like that. Well, you know, I'm there for you. Skewmon, Bramble smash away. We're fighting again. Really good. Twisted advance. Skewmon outplayed it, but the Tempered Fate is 2-man. Caps, rocket jump to safety for a better spot. Owner on his head. He's just got this Caps auto attack after auto attack. Lebrov now in a bad spot. Unbreakable Will stolen from Faker, but Lebrov's will do nothing. He stands there to die as T1 get the fight win, but Broken Blade versus Doran, a 1v1. BB getting redemption for MSI. G2 walking it back with a curtain call. On to Caps, it's Keria, you little rat. He steals it away with a cosmic binding.
Keria should have had a little bit more trust in Guma to hit that final shot. It would have been, I think, a 4th kill here. And yes, Broken Blade at least able to win the 1v1 in the side lane. Doran now at 0-4. They're going to have to do something about that, because that is the big weakness right now for T1.
Will be the feats of valor for G2 taking that tower down there. Maybe not yet, it's my bad. But yeah, big solo kill by BB on to Gwen. That's why you give him Jax. Baker tries to go in, has the Alistair, feels very confident, but walks a little bit too far forward and don't have the boys there.
Maybe it's redemption arc already onto Gumayushi. He's got no flash available. Lebrov's angle is so superb. His pulverize sets up Skewmon to come down, but Keria's ulti, the Tempered Fate. No, it's a shutdown. Han Summer, goal back, and that started off Lebrov being initiative.
Massive pick there onto Gumayushi. Really clever by Lebrov to know that he has no flash, go from behind and headbutt him in first, and then save your pulverize for when he's trying to escape. Buying time for Doran to come in there.
You know what?
I'm in trouble.
If there's one member you can keep exposing, it's Doran. Onto Lebrov, though, he's been ignited down. The needle work is denied, and Doran is 0-5 right now. That's G2's hope as Caps is trying to auto-attack this one out, and again, Keria's walking in. Magical Journey. Caps is going to take it. Owner's following. He's got a cease and desist. Great cosmic binding as T1 bring Faker into the mix.
Broken Blade and the whole team is coming in.
Oh, if he gets this tier 2, he will be a rich man. Try to run away now. The Gwen will TP on him. He will probably die for that. Caps fighting on top side as well.
Ducked, but Faker's taking his ulti. Lebrov helping out, and Faker's just going to disengage him to the wrong side of the rift, but G2 have 3 members, and Faker has no hijack. Nature's Grass going to line as Broken Blade losing on the other side of the map. He got in it for this. It is going to be a trade, but remember, the croc comes out. At least G2 got a turret for it. Faker's buying a bit of time here as Guma's going to push mid. And I think right now, if Faker gets out, it's criminal behavior. Flash match Caps, ordering redemption, heals him up. Faker waiting with the Fate. Faker's out. They've also opened up mid lane, and they get Dragon T1. That is for sure criminal behavior.
I just want to highlight that G2's free out-attack based champions. Maybe we get a fight there, but yeah, G2's free out.
Tempered Fate, we are going to get a fight indeed. Skewmon has been kept in place, but look at Owner with the flanking angle. G2 getting snipped, collapse. Fake has the unbreakable will. Owner holds his out, Caps gets a buffer, but the rest of G2 are left alone in a pit with the Demon King and his 4 spawnlings. Again, the collapse on T1, imminent as Broken Blade finally joins in. stops the curtain call, but as he runs in, he finds them all. 5 members of T1. He disengages, but Absconded Duck blind in the end. Chain Lash, Counter-Strike. It's melee versus melee, but G2 have lost the battle and the war of attrition as Skirmond will run to his death on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift with Atakan being taken. It's clear that T1 want to show they're the 3rd best here.
Yeah, this is what T1 does. 5 men show up for the fight. They go for it. Even though the Tempered Fate doesn't do a whole lot, it sets them up for success. And
Why am I still waiting?
Where did that
out
come
early,
from? Where did the hotel key come from?
where are you going, Finn? We got another.
You think it's
couple
over?
games left.
No, but
God forbid a man has coping mechanisms for stress.
it's got to be, I mean, fair enough. EU caster watching G2 right now, their downfall, but maybe their pick off. Nature's Grasp again, but Kuma gets out of it. Joe jumping in his Broken Blade rather as he gets out. Kuma got out. How did Kuma get out? Now he can play Ranger with the curtain call. Dorat, who's been 0 and 5, adds a bit of flavor into the mix. Owner against the wall. Faker does the same. Broken Blade does get a shutdown, but again, he's got to find a little bit more deadly flourish with the layering of Oli. Doran runs in, G2 getting low, but so are T1. It's scrappy, but Cap ran in against Faker, and he gets shown his maker. T1 with another win.
Solo killing Carrier. I thought he was gonna flank and kill them all there, but Faker being so strong in this game. They're really spacing out that Counter-Strike well and ends up killing him before he gets much done.
Look at what they get from it as well.
I mean, this game is going off the rails once again as now Hansama.
I see that. I
don't know about it.
I think he might die. A Broken Blade, their heaviest member on G2, or rather strongest, is being drawn away. But T1, I see red. I see glory for them in a 2-0. And I see redemption after their crushing defeat against anyone's legend. As Doran is going in deep, but maybe a flanking angle. Lebrov's going to see him first, but it means they get onto Skirmond. No problem. The pop away sends Doran closer to the EU tree. A cease and desist for Caps, who just went on a lovely stroll, but Owner decides to punch him in the face. Fair enough. I guess that's just society for you as T1 are going to look for an Inatara topside. Faker disengaging against Broken Blade. Broken Blade can win this, but never mind. Against the unkillable Demon King who misses his ulti. Maybe not. Forward he goes. Good Zonyas, but there's an abscond. An abduct Tempered Fate. Carrier saves the day. Only gets Faker, so G2 are waiting. He heals with a Kingslayer. He still doesn't die. You cannot step to Faker and expect to live to talk about tomorrow. He survives, and T1 outclass.
I mean, they are actually unkillable in this game. Faker can do whatever he wants. He's got Zonyas, he's got Tempered Fate, he's got the Redemption, and he's diving the most fed member on G2 by himself. But he's got his whole team right behind him, and even though Broken Blade's ahead, it's not nearly enough.
I think more importantly, I can't believe Doran is that relevant this game. It just shows you the rest of T1 picking up the slack, but even Doran in team fights. And the Gwen that's scaling is doing a lot now too.
And that was kind of the end result of T1 realizing, wait, if we just match Faker with Broken Blade, all our words disappear as...
And they jump into him. He flashes away. Faker takes away on the hunt. Really nice. Gets out of the Nature's Grasp from Skirmond. Now the Kuma's here as well. The range will start ensuing. Doran ready to follow in with the level 16 Needlework as Lebrov gets AoE shocked. Carrier, a Cosmic Binding, a Tempered Fate at the ready. It doesn't matter, they don't need it. They're going to cease and desist and stop G2 from getting closer to 3rd place. As 3 members left alive, the flash now comes in. Tempered Fate finally used, and on the spot, the Chain Lash of Abduct from Faker is gorgeous. T1, they didn't come in a strong way, but they're going to make sure they go out as well as they could. MSI beat down, they came second, they came close, but here, while they won't be able to revisit Gen.G, they'll be able to remind the West who their father is. T1, your 3rd place at EWC, are still styling.